It's ladies' night for my brain dump. America's calamitous overnight exit from Afghanistan was a disgraceful disaster that bruised President Biden's reputation forever on the world stage. It was a spineless surrender that made the US look weak, cowardly and chaotic. It's no exaggeration to say that it may have emboldened Vladimir Putin to invade Ukraine, sensing that the world's #1 superpower may have lost its stomach for a fight. And most shamefully for a president who regularly boasts about being a women's rights champion, there's been no greater victim in this travesty than the millions of women of Afghanistan. In one fell capitulating swoop, they were catapulted back to the medieval dark ages of Taliban rule. These militant misogynists have kicked girls out of schools and banned women from most jobs. They've forbidden them from playing sports. They've banned women from going to public parks on the same day as men or making long journeys without a male chaperone. It's been an ever-escalating programme of gender apartheid. And many of the truly courageous and inspiring women who dared protest have been either locked up or just disappeared. Now the Taliban has decided that all women must wear a full head-to-toe burqa, and their male relatives and employers have been made the enforcers. If women show their faces, their male guardian gets fined, jailed or fired from his job. All this from his supposedly new and inclusive Taliban, which some people farcically branded Taliban 2.0. After seizing back power last summer, they vowed to treat women more fairly. They lied. I don't ever want again to hear President Biden boast about his support for women's rights after the way he betrayed Afghanistan's women. But I do want to hold the Taliban to account for their treatment of women. And I'll do that tonight, live, when I speak directly to their official spokesman. Well, nothing will make the Taliban froth at the mouth more than the fact that for 70 years, Britain's had a female monarch. Queen Elizabeth is their sort of ultimate nightmare, a strong, independent, well-educated woman, more than the equal of any man she ever meets. But these are worrying times for Her Majesty, now 96 and in increasingly poor health. Her most important constitutional duty is to open Parliament each year and give the Queen's speech, which formally sets out what her government plans to do. But today she missed it for the first time in 59 years. And the sight of her eldest son, Prince Charles, reading the Queen's speech for her, as he flicked an occasional emotional glance at her crown placed poignantly nearby, was a massively significant moment in British history. To put all this into perspective,
in these challenging times, Her Majesty's government will play a leading role in defending democracy and freedom across the world, including continuing to support the people of Ukraine.
Well, to put all this into perspective, the last time an heir to the throne delivered a state opening of Parliament, Queen Victoria was still a toddler. But today was so much more than just a constitutional collector's item. No one wants to talk about this, but the monarchy, and with it Britain, is now hurtling towards a momentous transition. So much about what it is to be British has been defined by the constant, stoic, stately presence of one woman. So much about the Queen has defined what it means to be British. We're going to have to relearn what that means and discover whether the monarchy under Charles and then his own eldest son, William, can even survive, let alone thrive. The Taliban will doubtless be thrilled that our next two monarchs will be men, but we will all miss this magnificent woman more than they could ever understand, and more than many of us may currently realise. America's never had a female president, but according to President Biden's sister Valerie, the cavalry may soon be arriving. Unfortunately, it's not the kind of cavalry that any of us want to see coming over the hill. It's our old friend Meghan Markle.
We embrace all women and we welcome her to come in and join the Democratic Party.
So you think she'll make a good potential candidate one day, maybe for president?
Yes, perhaps. Of course she will.
What? Is that a joke? Perhaps there is somebody out there less suited to become a leader of the free world, but I can't currently think of one. And before you think this is some kind of joke, remember that Meghan Markle's old friends probably thought the same thing when she told them she's going to hook her claws into a British prince and make herself stupendously rich and famous. I wouldn't put anything past this scheming Princess Pinocchio, who probably sees the White House as a perfectly feasible next rung on her relentless climb up the social ladder. Meghan's already been exposed for inappropriately phoning up bemused American politicians to harangue them. And I'm sure she's looked at Donald Trump's success in 2016 and thought to herself, TV star, zero political experience, craves money, deeply polarising, massive narcissist, and not currently talking to Piers Morgan. She also needs a new career, let's face it. Her current one as a professional two-faced exploiter of royal titles isn't going so well. Her children's book bombed. Her Spotify podcasts have barely been heard. Netflix just cancelled her animated series. And the Queen's banned her and hypocrite Harry from the Buckingham Palace balcony at the Platinum Jubilee. Yeah, Meghan's doing the maths and already planning the world's wokest inauguration speech. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And from a woman who wouldn't inspire me to open a jar of cookies, and I love cookies, to one who's genuinely inspired millions of people in some of their very darkest moments. Deborah...
Hi, I'm Deborah James, also known as Belle Babe. 2.5 years ago, at the age of 35, I was diagnosed with stage 4 bowel cancer. It was at that moment that my entire world changed, and they found a 6.5 centimetre tumour in my bowel.
Deborah James is an extraordinary human being. She's battled stage 4 bowel cancer for 5 years. And during that time, she's hosted a podcast called You, Me and the Big C and a column in The Sun in which she communicates about her struggle with astonishing candour, clarity and humility. She doesn't pull any punches. It's sharp, it's witty, it's sometimes heartbreaking commentary on the kind of things people don't like to talk about, what cancer does to your body, your children, your mental health. Today she revealed with typical frankness that her body just can't cope any longer. She's under hospice care at home with her family, waiting for the end of her remarkable life. The response to that heart-rending announcement has been quite staggering. She just asked supporters to buy her a glass of wine to see her out. And in 24 hours, she's raised more than £1.7 million for her Bowel Babe Fund. On a day when inspirational women are in sharp focus, there aren't many more deserving of our respect and affection than Deborah James. And on behalf of everybody she's helped, and all the lives she's almost certainly saved through her informative educational homilies, I simply want to say this. Thank you, Deborah.